my name's Winona. I'm a junior at Tufts University, and this is Cybersecurity 101. Cybersecurity has been gaining a lot of attention lately. It's a relatively new field, but what's especially interesting and scary is that most people receiving computer science degrees don't actually have formal training in computer security. This means that students who could build large, complicated web applications don't ask themselves, how can I prevent this app from being broken into? Or what happens if it gets hacked? It's like building a bridge without any concept of whether it would withstand an earthquake or any idea of how sturdy it would be in the real world. So, what is cybersecurity? Different people might tell you different definitions, but here are mine. Let's start with cyberspace. Cyberspace is all computers, or really anything with a CPU chip, and all networks, where a network is at least two computers talking to one another, through the internet or otherwise. A cyber attack is anything that steals information from, disrupts, or controls parts of cyberspace. So if I find a way to steal information from your computer while you're watching this YouTube video, that's a cyber attack. And finally, cybersecurity is the protection and defense of cyberspace from cyber attacks. Okay, so now that we have these definitions, let's move on to actual hacks. Some people think that cyber attacks need to be super complicated to work, but sophistication is quite rare. Most hacks come from individuals exploiting holes in systems that are usually due to bad code and are easily fixable. For example, websites vulnerable to the heartbleed bug, the bug that allowed hackers to steal thousands of medical records from US healthcare systems, would allow someone to ask the site for a word and also attach the length of the word. If a malicious user asked for the word hi, but said that hi was 10,000 letters long, the site would reply with whatever 9,000 some letters were in memory after the word, usually dumping a lot of private information. Another example is the Dyn DDoS attack that happened a month or so ago. A DDoS, or distributed denial of service attack, is where a hacker gains control of a lot of devices remotely and tells all of them to go surf one website continuously until the traffic causes the site to crash. Whoever was behind the Dyn attack was able to control around 100,000 smart IoT devices, mainly because all of them had the same default passwords hard-coded in. If your smart thermostat has a default password hard-coded by its company, your device could have actually helped in this attack and you would never know. Finally, while a majority of attacks have to do with bad code, another good amount have to do with opening malicious emails and downloading attachments, or getting files off a shady internet site that have viruses hidden in them. So finally, how do we protect ourselves from getting hacked? For everyone, use hard-to-crack passwords and change them frequently. If you have any devices, make sure that they're not from companies that hard-code default passwords. Also, don't download or open anything from something or someone you don't trust. And if you code, keep security in mind, especially when designing your product. It's these little holes in code that attackers end up worming their way through. Thank you so much for watching.